Welcome back to Dynamics. Okay, one more movie review for you guys. Till I see my next movie, whenever that is. All right, this is Last Breath. And so if you let's see, the right or director is Alex Parkinson. Writers are Michael or Mitchell La Fortune, Alex Parkinson, director writer, and David Brooks. The stars are Woody Harrelson, Simu Liu, and Finn Cole. Let me check something here real quick. Okay, so no, they didn't write it. Okay. Chris, Dave, Duncan, David Brooks. Wait, is it David Brooks? No. Okay. So the story is based on a true story. The movie is based on a true story. Um, Relatively close to the actual true story. It's basically like a biography of these this incident and these individuals. It's really really close to what actually happened in the true story. Before I went and saw it, I knew there were two stories that this could be based on, and I didn't want to spoil the movie for me, so I didn't look into seeing which one it was based on, so that when the movie ends up wrapping up, I'm like somewhat surprised about what happens. But you do figure out which story it's based on towards the end, and so I mean, I knew kind of what was going to happen before it happened, but it was still fun to watch. But yeah, so based on a true story, the actors in this movie are playing real life people. And before I get into the normal stuff that I do, there is some scenes at the end of the movie, like not like post credit, but as the credits are rolling, and or even like slightly before the credits start rolling, that show like scenes from their real life, something that happened in their real life. So it's actual like camcorder recordings of an event in their real life that I won't talk about because I don't want to spoil stuff. But basically, I find it funny, and I do want to mention it because it shows the main guy. The main character is Chris Lemons. Chris Lemons is in the real Chris Lemons is in the footage. Um, there's also Dave Uwasa, I think is how it's pronounced, Uwasa. And then Duncan Allock. Duncan Allock is played by Woody Harrelson. And Dave Uwasa is played by Simu Liu. Yeah. Finn Cole is the one I knew the least, and he plays the main guy, Chris Lemons. We'll go into what they do like I normally do, but just to kind of touch on this real quick, Finn Cole looked a bit like Chris Lemons, not a lot, but a bit like Chris Lemons. Simu Liu didn't really look like David Uwasa, but a little bit, but not really. So they weren't really casting the Chris Lemons and Dave Uwasa characters with actors that they were specifically really trying hard to look like them. Again, Finn Cole looks more like Chris than Simu looks like Dave. But, anyways, however, when it flashes over to a real life video of Duncan Allock, who's played by Woody Harrelson, fool looks dead on like Woody Harrelson. So they nailed it. I don't think they had any doubt who they were trying to cast for this guy. They looked at the guy and they were like, we gotta cast Woody Harrelson. Not to mention the fact that Woody Harrelson is a great actor, does a great job in the part, but I just laughed. I laughed in the theater when they showed him, and no one else laughed. So I mean, I don't know if they knew why I was laughing or if they, just were like, what's this weird guy laughing about in the theater? But I did. So, anyways, they look a lot alike. That's all I'm gonna say about that. All right, so let's touch on. Obviously, top billing is going to Woody Harrelson, but I would say he's the second or the third main of this of the three. And there's other actors and other characters. We'll touch on them as well. But you know who Woody Harrelson is. Woody Harrelson is from. Let's see what four movies they give. Well, from the True Detective series, the first season, great season by the way. That's the only one I've watched. I do want to watch the last one too because it's kind of tied, I guess, somewhat into the first season a little bit, even though all the people are completely different. All right, what else is he known for? Natural Born Killers, of course. That's one of his most famous movies. The People versus Larry Flint. I'm kind of surprised that that's there, but yeah, he is in that movie, and he's Larry Flint, and he does a good job in it. And then Three Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri, which I still haven't seen, but okay. But let's see. Let's Obviously he's from Cheers from way back in the day. He was in the Venom 2, where he was Venom and Venom 2 as Cletus Cassidy, who is Carnage. And then let's see. He was, you know what? I don't know if I've ever seen LBJ, where he plays Lyndon Johnson. I'll have to check that out. Go back and look for that one. He was in the Hunger Games movies. I keep going back because he's been around forever. He was in 7 Pounds. No Country for Old Men. I forgot he was actually in that. But he's just done so many movies that, there's going to be movies that you just forget. Um, Trying to go all the way back here. Yeah, he was in Kingpin. That's right. Um, Keep going. Natural Born Killers, obviously one of the big ones. He was in Indecent Proposal. Again, White Men Can't Jump. That's one of the ones I would have put up at the top, I think. Um, let's see. How far back does he go? I guess he was in a few things before he was in Cheers, apparently. Well, Cheers kind of went on for a long time, so it's probably higher up than when it started, because it ended in '93. So he has some movies that he was in that before it ended, obviously. But I don't think he was in the later seasons a whole lot. So there's that too. All right. Anyways, you guys know who Woody Harrelson is. I'm gonna stop talking about Woody Harrelson. But he does a great job in the movie. I enjoyed it. He's kind of like a so the concept of the movie, just to kind of touch on this real quick, is they're divers that are deep sea divers. So they're in like this, like these, they're on this boat, and then they go down in these giant like balls, basically, where they live in the balls while they're working on these underground pipelines. Two of them exit the ball to be able to do work on the pipeline. Woody Harrelson is the lead, and he of the team, and he stays in the ball. Kettlebell, I think it's called Bell, the Bell, Kettlebell. And so the other two are younger than him, and they're doing the strenuous work. He's the lead, and he stays in the Kettlebell. And you find out it's going to be his last trip going down. And he's kind of sad about that because he's kind of being forced to retire, that sort of thing. Anyways, he's their trainer, he's their lead, he's the main guy. All right, moving on. We'll talk about Simu Liu first, because Simu is definitely the more well known actor. Um, he is from Shang-Chi. We will be seeing him in future Marvel movies. I thought he did a good job in the Shang-Chi movies. I know he got a lot of flack for it, but I thought he did a fine job in those movies. He was just kind of like running his mouth a little bit, which is, and then now, since then, he hasn't been used. And so I could see him running his mouth a little bit more now, because they probably should have put him in like a freaking post credit scene or something. But, anyways, I thought he did a fine job in the movie. I thought his chemistry with, oh, what's her name? Anyways, Aquafina. Yeah, that's her name, right? I thought their chemistry was good. I thought the martial arts stuff looked pretty realistic. I just thought he did a good job. Anyways, in this movie, he also does a really good job, but he plays more of like a straight man, kind of cold. Not as much in the humor in this movie as he does in the Shang-Chi. But I thought he did a good job in the movie. He is the partner, and but also the lead. So there's a pecking order. It's Woody Harrelson's character, his character, and then the other character. All right, what else do they say he's from? He's from Kim's Convenience. So it was a TV series from 2016 to 2021. He was the main in that, or one of the mains in that. I think it's more of an ensemble. He's one of the mains. He was in Arthur the King, which is that dog movie with um, with Mark Wahlberg, which I haven't seen yet, which I want to. So I should have seen it in the theaters. I don't remember why I didn't. Anyways, he's also one of the Kens in Barbie. Um, Anything else I want to touch on? I guess he's one of the quick characters in that new TV series Late as well, which I also kind of want to watch because Big E's in it, but it's not super important. He was in Atlas, um, Jackpot, One True Loves. All right, and we'll go ahead and we'll end with that. Oh, he was in the Fresh Off the Boat TV series for an episode as well. All right, anyways, oh, Orphan Black. So a couple one offs. He was in a TV series version of Taken. Okay, moving right along. I like him. I think I don't think he's as bad as some people think he is. Anyways, Finn Cole is the main character as far as I'm concerned, but least well known actor, plays Chris Lemons. Um, what do we know him from? Do we know him from anything? He was in Peaky Blinders, the TV series Peaky Blinders, so that's probably where most people know him from. But again, something I haven't had the chance to watch yet. He was young Jacob in F9, the Fast Saga, but I haven't seen that either. Um, he was in a TV series called Animal Kingdom. He was in a movie called Slaughterhouse Rules. That sounds familiar. I don't think I saw it though. Anything else I might have seen? No, no. This was my first time seeing this guy, I think. Okay. But I thought he did a good job. So he has taken the lead in this movie, but it's also the main character of the story, and so when I tell you the story without giving spoilers away, basically, um, the dive crew goes down. Something happens to the ship where it loses power of its what it uses as an anchor without dropping an anchor, so it starts drifting in a storm. It pulls, and Chris gets caught up on some of the piping down there, and loses his oxygen line and gets left behind. And so he's trying to survive. They're trying to get back to him to save him, and that's the concept of the movie. Are they going to be able to save him or not? And as far as the true stories go, in one of the true stories, I think that he doesn't survive. And one of the true stories, he does survive. And again, I didn't know which one this was going to be. So hopefully you're surprised as well. But, I mean, towards the end of the movie, I knew which one he was. So it wasn't a super big surprise, but it was a surprise going into the movie. um, I enjoy it though. He does a good job in the movie. Another character is his wife, or not fiance, right? I don't think they're actually married yet. Wait, are they married? I don't remember if they're married. Played by Bobby Rinsberg. Her name is Morag. She done anything else? Filth, which I don't know, from a long time ago. Interesting. The house was not hungry then. Virgil or Vigil. Hmm. Not sure I know these. She wasn't familiar. I guess I hadn't seen her before either. Okay. She does a good job, but she's, a small part of the movie, but important, very important. She's the wife. Um, Another main character is Mark Bonner. He plays the leader of the whole dive team because there's multiple dive teams. They're part of one of the dive teams, and he's the leader of the whole of all the teams. What do we know him from? He is from Assassin's Creed Black Flag, so voice. Um, Unforgotten TV series, Line of Duty TV series. Do I know him from anything? Again, another actor that I hadn't seen in anything before, I don't think. No, he was in Napoleon, so I had seen him in that. He was Janot, but I don't quite remember him from that. Looks like he does a lot of voice work, video games, TV series. All right, anyways, he does a fine job. And then the last person I think I need to talk about is, oh, where'd he go? Also one of the bigger actors in it, but a relatively smaller role, but he's in it throughout the movie, so you see him multiple times, and he does important stuff. It is Cliff Curtis is the captain of the ship, and Cliff Curtis is from Risen. He's from the Dark Horse. He's from Colombiana. He's from Sunshine. Um, where a lot of people know him from is from the first two seasons of, yeah, he was in two seasons, I think, of Fear the Walking Dead. Um, he was in the Meg. He was in the Meg 2. He was in Fast and Furious Hobbs and Shaw, um, Avatar: Way of the Water, um, True Spirit, and Chaos, the TV series Chaos, which I actually didn't watch because they canceled it before I could start watching it, and it did look like a good show, but they canceled it, so I didn't watch it. All right. Ooh, he's got 4 upcoming things. What's he doing? Avatar: Fire and Ash, Avatar 4, Avatar 5. So yeah, all the avatars. And then Chief of War is a TV miniseries I guess he's going to be a part of. All right. He was great in it. I like him as an actor. I've enjoyed other stuff he's done. Okay. Overall, I think that's it without giving away spoilers. I did enjoy it. You should see it. If you get a chance to see it in the theaters, it's a good one for the theaters. If not, wait till it's on streaming. All right, everybody, take care. Have a good day.